Hello, thank you for joining me for That's the Way It Is. I'm your host, BC. Everybody's talking about this man that the child support system and the court system has failed. What had happened was that the child support system said that the man was behind on his child support. Well, the man had been paying it. His place of employment had been deducting his check. But what they were doing, they wasn't deducting it right because there was a change in what they were doing as far as the child support agency, and there was also a change in the man's visitations. The man was not made aware of this, and so there was a warrant out for his arrest. Well, when he found out that his child support was in arrears, he put up $3,000 to pay his child support. Now, how many people would do that? A lot of people would try to fight it in court or something like that, but this guy didn't do that because he loves his son. So he went ahead and paid the $3,000 to go ahead and so his son would have money for his care. And but as far as visitation, he didn't know. So the judge ordered him for 6 months in jail. That's right, 6 months in jail. Now, is this not crazy? But the thing of it is, this isn't the first case, people. The child support agency and the court system has been messed up for years. Far back as you can think of, they've been messed up. They have not ran right yet. Now, yeah, they got some cases that they did right by, but there's a whole lot of them that they didn't, and I've always heard and I believe that, there's people in jail that shouldn't be there, and I believe that because, I've known somebody who has gotten arrested and they wasn't even at the place where they said they were at. And it's crazy. And even though they were people that testified that the guy wasn't there, they still locked him up. He spent 3 or 4 years in jail for some place he wasn't even at. So it doesn't surprise me when something like this happens. Now, it may surprise some of you because a lot of you are talking about it like y'all never heard of this happening before. Now, I even know of a guy who was paying child support faithfully. It was coming out of his check. He kept his pay stubs just for verification, and next thing he knows, the child's mother called him, said there's a warrant out for your arrest. He's like, why? They said it's non-supported child. I said, you not been getting your child support? She said, no. Well, why didn't you tell me? Anyway, so the guy goes down to the child support agency, and he's like, why y'all got a warrant for my arrest? You've not been supporting your child. Yes, I have. Right here's my pay stubs to prove it. They're like, well, we haven't been getting it, because it goes through the state capitol and then, down to us. Well, I don't know what y'all doing. Come to find out after a week or so of looking into it, that the guy's employer was sending it to somewhere in Kansas. That's right. They was sending it somewhere in Kansas, a few states over. The guy don't even know nobody in Kansas. Neither did the mother of the child. But, so eventually they did drop the whole warrant for his arrest and things of that nature. I also knew a guy who had a warrant out for his arrest for failure to appear in court. He didn't even know he had to go to court. He didn't even know he had a child. The woman didn't tell him. So this is no surprise. It's nothing new, people. The whole system has been broke for a long time, but one system will not break, and that's going to be on the great day of judgment. When the great white throne judgment, that's when God's going to call every one of us, Jesus is going to call every one of us in front of him, and we're going to have to, basically, we're not even going to get a chance to explain what we did. He already know what we did. We know what we did. So, the only thing we're going to be able to do is either be with him or he's just going to dismiss us forever. It's a sad truth, but that's what's going to happen, people. Okay? And I'm going to leave you with that thought and let you ponder upon that for a while. And, maybe each decision you make, you will make a good decision based on that. Because, everything we do, we're going to have to answer for. I'd like to thank you for joining me for That's the Way It Is.